Welcome to part 1 of our second Kgalagadi summer series. We left Cape Town just around 2 a.m. in the morning, a bit early in retrospect. Our 2 stops were Van Reinsdorp and Uppington. Altogether, it was 12 hours later when we arrived at the Kgalagadi. We got a campsite. None were available with shade, of which there are very few in Rivieren. And after a brief swim, we set up. And then we ended our first day with a well-needed bra and good night's rest. In our enthusiasm, we were up with the birds to enjoy a sunrise the next morning.
Our first sighting for the day was a bat-eared fox, appearing to be hunting for termites, which constitutes 80% of their diet. When termites are not available, they consume mostly other insects, scorpions or spiders. Blackback jackals are a daily sighting in the Kgalagadi. They are territorial and they are also monogamous. Many people have been found feeding or caught feeding these animals. Please don't. They become a pest, and at the end of the day, if they do any damage, they might be put down. We came across this emaciated Eland Walking Tkk for a drink. Definitely one of the closest occurrences we've had with an eland. They can be found in large herds, normally on the Botswana side. Although this eland was very small, they are usually one of the largest antelopes in the world. we saw a female lion just before KK, which appeared dead had it not been for the moving chest. We believe she died later that day. Having not moved, we still don't know why though. At KK, we had the pleasure of seeing the region's famous pride, sometimes known as the Three Musketeer Cubs and the two Chippendale brothers, so we've been told. It was super hot on that day, and they were clearly lazy and barely moving.
Kgalagadi is considered a stronghold of lion population, which is otherwise in decline across southern Africa. It really was lovely to see these lion, and we got to enjoy them for the next 3 days that we were in the region.
We saw this lappet-faced vulture drinking water at Learjul. They have been considered to have the longest and the largest wings out of all the vultures. They are most characteristic by their pink heads, and seen all over the Kgalagadi, on the South African side as well as the Botswanan side. Lappet-faced vultures prefer eating fresh meat, but will also eat on decaying carcasses. Their feet are not strong enough for them to carry the meat up into trees or onto the nest, so they have to eat on the ground.
On our return to camp, in the heat of a Kgalagadi summer's day, time at the pool is a must. We did have some of the hottest weather we have ever experienced in the bush at Rivieren. I think the highest we saw the gauge go was to 48. However, we had heard that Nosop was well into its 50s, which we were going to next. Any brief thunderstorms are welcome, and fortunately we did have a few.
That afternoon, we returned to KK to find that the eland had been taken down by the pride we saw earlier. The eland is a known line favorite. We chatted to campers back at the campsite and found out that the pride had made the kill midday. The photos can be seen on Facebook.
We made it back to camp just in time, and it was a slightly cooler evening, only slightly. It was Christmas Day, and that evening we were treated to caroling by staff and their children. It was really lovely. Until the next time, take care.